Hello, this is Dan Grigore. Welcome to part 2 of the full-stack banking application Capstone project. In this part, I will present the database and API configuration. Now, I will show you the backend architecture. I have been choosing the NoSQL MongoDB database technology to store the data for the MERN bank application. Data is stored in collections which store the data under the document format. I have been creating 3 collections to store data in the database. Users collection containing the following columns: name, email, password, balance, created date, rows, version. The rows collection containing the columns name and version, and transactions collection containing the columns transaction type, transaction number, amount, user ID, which is a foreign key referencing the user ID in the users collection, created date, and the user bank account. The data abstraction layer in the backend is using Mongoose, the object modeling framework for Node.js, to connect to MongoDB based on the configuration, and thus ensures the front-end code functionality. Based on the Axios API requests and the backend data model, information is accessed and used for authentication of users, authorization, and transactions and balance maintenance. Also for actions, deposits, and withdrawals. Methods have been created in the backend for the verification of account, for verification of authorization, and for execution or validation of transaction. The database abstraction layer is indirectly used in the front end for displaying conditioning information such as client type based on balance amount and status based on the balance value if greater than a specific value, in this case $10,000. Here is the schema of a MongoDB database where you can see the relations between the 3 collections. In regard to the API, I have been using the Axios RESTful API, which offers a few advantages compared to the other options. Use of URL in request object, easy to use and to install, easily identify the status, automatic transformation of JSON data, and wide browser support. I have been using 2 main endpoints. The first one, which is the user entry, having the following paths: balance, to get or update the balance. One is get and the other one post. Transactions, to get user transactions, a get. User ID, to get user account information, a get. And all, to get all users for the employee role activity, which is a get also. The second endpoint is authorization, auth, used for user authorization, authentication, for with the paths create account for account creation, and sign in for user sign in.